All right, for today's review, we are checking out yet another Rock Lord. This time around, we are looking at the leader of the villain Rock Lords. This is Magmar, who was obviously named before the Pokemon games came out, or that would not really fly. But Magmar here turns into a sort of surprisingly unconvincing rock mode. Like, these guys don't really have to try at much, but when you compare it to even like Granite or Boulder here. Like Granite, I don't think works quite as well as Boulder, but like it just seems like an obvious step down here to Magmar, who looks a lot more just like a kind of a robot folded up. Like they don't even have, you can see right through it there. They don't even have like these parts like conform to these, and he's got like this waist cutout, which on someone like Granite worked pretty well because like that's the legs fit into there. So like you can obviously see the panel lines and how it fits together, but at least it kind of conforms to itself. Whereas Magmar just kind of haphazardly has these pieces just folded up. So it's they don't really have to be that great, these rock modes, and Magmar kind of misses the mark on it, which is a little sad. But to transform him, you take these sections here and you fold them down, and then you fold them down again. And just like Boulder, he's got that mechanism to spread out the legs when they're opening, which is pretty cool. The arms are just around back here. They fold out to the side and extend down. And then you take this bit right here, flip it up, and there's his face. And there you have Magmar in his robot mode. And he's a pretty cool looking guy. I like his face. Again, you know, I like this design a little bit more than Boulder, where, you know, just like Magmar and Granite, they look a little bit more monstrous, whereas Boulder just kind of looked like a guy wearing a Rocklord suit or something. But yeah, I think my biggest problem with this robot mode, and this is more just a thing of the toy being old than a design thing, is that his legs are super floppy. So sometimes when, like, you know, putting him down, if he's not like totally upright, he'll just fall straight forward. But yeah, I mean, articulation wise, his head, I mean, you can have it kind of like look down into his body, but not really. The arms, the shoulders here are on swivels, and then because of the transformation, he even has sort of like a butterfly joint, which is pretty cool. The arms, so there's a rivet back here, right? If you can see on the green part of the elbow, and I've seen pictures of this guy with his arm bent, but for mine, it just will not bend on either side. And I've put like a good amount of force into it, and I don't want to break it. So for mine, I'm going to say that the arms don't bend at the elbow, but you might have better luck if you find this guy anywhere else. And then the legs obviously can move forward and then up at the knee, but not back at the knee, which doesn't really give him any sort of meaningful leg articulation. But yeah, to compare him with the first two that we looked at here he is with Boulder, the leader of his enemy team, and here he is with Granite. And yeah, I think, you know, I like his robot mode design. I think ultimately kind of about the same as Boulder, because I like Boulder's body style a little bit better, but I like Magmar's face better because I think he looks a little bit more monstrous and less human. But I think out of the ones that I have so far, he's probably my least favorite. Mostly just because he's kind of floppy in robot mode, which is not really any fault of the original design of the toy, I would say. And ironically, because his rock mode is like really unconvincing. And these guys don't really, like most of them, the rock modes aren't really anything special. Like it's clearly just a guy folded up in most cases, but this one really takes the cake of like not even attempting to have the shapes conform in anything. Like just arms are in back, legs are in front, and that's Magmar. But yeah, otherwise, I mean, even the worst of these guys I think is still pretty cool, and I'm happy to have them as part of my collection. But there is the Rock Lords figure, Magmar. Very cool.